the Suplexus Wrestling Podcast. I'm joined by our guest, Pildedriver.
Hi, everyone.
Today we'll be doing our Extreme Rules predictions. So, starting off with the kickoff, Sanity versus New Day in the tables match. Who you got?
Well, first I'd like to say I'm really glad there's a tables match because for Extreme Rules, there sure aren't a lot of extreme matches.
Yeah.
I got Sanity for the win. I think that Sanity needs the win. They just came up. I think that they need the push. New Day doesn't. New Day's selling so much merch and they're so popular. Like, what's a win going to do for them? I think that they're going to give some TV time to the Usos. I think the Usos are going to interfere, but Sanity's still going to come out on top.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I got Sanity winning because they need this win way more than the New Day. The New Day could live without a lot of title losses or losses in general. But this is their first pay-per-view. If they lose, it'll be an embarrassment.
All right, the next match that we got on here is Finn and Corbin. Who do you think is going to win?
I got Baron Corbin winning, and at SummerSlam, the Demon will come out to defeat Corbin, maybe build up some authority angle, not the Daniel Bryan one, that was way too long, but just like a short-term feud, build up both of them.
Is that what you think is going to happen, or are you just missing the Demon?
I'm missing the Demon.
I'm missing the Demon too, so I kind of hope that happens. But my prediction is that Finn's going to win. I think Finn needs the win. I think Finn's been taking quite a few losses lately. And I think if Finn wins, they can continue the storyline on for a bit. I think Corbin can take it out on Finn on Raw. He can put him in some crazy matches with some crazy stipulations where
Gauntlet.
There's no way that Finn could possibly win. And then maybe Finn gets so mad the Demon does come out. Who knows? Maybe the Demon starts stalking Corbin backstage and we have like a split personality thing that they had with Kane when he'd put on the mask and then he'd take it off and pretend that he doesn't even know what they're talking about.
Like Seth Rollins.
Yeah. So they could do something fun like that. Because they if they do reintroduce the Demon, they kind of have to put some meaning behind it.
Okay, next, Bobby Lashley versus the big dog, Roman Reigns. Who you got?
There's no stipulations in this match like many of the matches, so I think there's going to be a double DQ. They're so angry at each other, like the way they were just pounding on each other at Raw. I think that maybe there's going to be some sort of double DQ. Maybe they leave the ring and they get distracted beating each other up and there's like a double count out or something. And I think the reason why is that they're going to make that match with Brock a triple threat at SummerSlam. So I think a triple threat match, Brock can finally drop the title and he could kind of save face because he doesn't have to be pinned to lose the title.
Yep, that's a good prediction.
What do you think, Suplexus?
I think Roman Reigns wins lull and maybe Brock confronts him if he thinks this is worthy enough for his presence.
Worthy enough for his presence.
Yeah.
Brock, I don't know why they have Brock with the title. Okay, but that's another podcast.
Yeah.
Braun versus Kevin Owens.
I think Kevin Owens is going to win after a cheap briefcase shot. And how will he get that briefcase?
How will he get it?
Maybe Stephanie McMahon will hand it to him. And then he'll smash him like Kurt Angle did at Armageddon in 2000. Check out that match. It was pretty good.
That's a good prediction that the briefcase comes into play. I think Kevin's going to win. I think that somehow Kevin is going to sneak out a win. I think after the porta potty incident, he's kind of earned it. Someone's going to help him. Sammy gone on injury, maybe if he's not really on injury or if he's not that injured, or somebody. Maybe Corbin and Kevin Owens have been kind of chummy backstage in a lot of the segments, but some sort of interference or something unpredictable so that Braun still stays strong. Maybe maybe there's handcuffs under the ring and he handcuffs him to the post and then climbs out or something. I don't know. But Kevin Owens is going to do it.
And one more thing. When he uses that briefcase, I think that could come into play. Maybe Stephanie books a briefcase on the line match at SummerSlam where Strowman gets his win back.
Oh, good prediction. All right, next match is a tag team match for the titles. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy versus the B Team. Who do you have?
I got the B Team. B stands for best, and they're going to be the best team on Raw until Authors of Pain.
You're going to buy a t-shirt, aren't you?
Maybe.
It'll be the best t-shirt. I also have the B Team for the win. I do not have the B Team for the belts, though. I think that they've been building the B Team with their undefeated streak. And I think that if there was somehow interference from someone or some reason why the B Team won via DQ, they wouldn't care. The fact that they win would just make them party and celebrate in the ring like crazy. I think that would be pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we have the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No.
Bludgeon Brothers, since they came in, they had like all these vignettes, and then they came in. They won the championships right away, and they haven't really done anything storyline-wise. They haven't really gotten me to invest in them as tag team champions. So I think taking the belts away from them at this point would just kind of be a waste. I think they need to build them up a little bit more with the belts. So I don't think they're going to drop the belts. I think Team Hell No doesn't need the belts to be hyped. I think the fans are behind them because Daniel Bryan, and it's a reunion, and it takes us to back in the day when they were together. I think Hell No might win if it's a DQ or something. I have a feeling Sanity might interfere somehow. And if Sanity interferes, they can do like some sort of 5 versus 5 match because that seems to be their favorite thing.
Yep, I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win with Miz Mazanian's help. And they'll set up Miz versus Daniel Bryan. And then the Bludgeon Brothers could move on.
That's an interesting prediction. Miz versus Daniel Bryan, we know it's coming. We don't know when, but will it be too short of a Hell No reunion if they do it as soon as SummerSlam?
And here's another reason why. Online, apparently Daniel Bryan, his contract is going to end soon, so WWE might want to have the match at SummerSlam. So
do you see him? I don't see him walking away from the company even though his contract's up.
Maybe New Japan, so.
No, I don't know about that. Okay, all right. Suplexus, I got Jeff versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. Championship. Who do you have?
I have Shinsuke Nakamura winning the U.S. title.
I have Shinsuke as well. It's his time, isn't it?
Yep.
Give him the title. Jeff doesn't need the title. Jeff's popular. Fans like him. They buy his merch. Give it to Shinsuke.
Yep.
All right, 30-minute Iron Man match.
I have DZ himself, Dolph Ziggler beating Seth Rollins 3-1. And then they could set up a triple threat if Drew gets involved, because we know WWE likes their multi-man matches.
It's a good prediction. I also have Dolph retaining. He hasn't had the belt very long. I don't see them taking it off of him, and with the whole thing with him winning it was the U.S. Championship, right? And then him relinquishing it. Like, that was pretty ridiculous. They did nothing with the story. Then he shows up at the Royal Rumble. I think maybe this would be a good opportunity for Dean Ambrose to return from injury. I think if he comes back to, help take out Drew, but somehow him trying to help ends up having Seth get cost the match, like that might be an interesting kind of thing to throw into their relationship because it's kind of a love-hate relationship.
Another multi-man match.
And perhaps, or tag matches. I think that this match is going to go to 4 or 5 falls. I think there's going to be more than 3. I think there's going to be some fast falls. I think some quick wins and then some longer periods without a win for a while. But I think that'll be good build-up.
Okay, next up, we have Carmella versus Asuka. In the shark cage, I have Carmella retaining. And then a multi-man match at SummerSlam where Asuka wins.
You like your multi-person matches. I have Asuka for the win. I think it's time for Asuka to get the belt. And I know Extreme Rules isn't like a huge pay-per-view and it would be better at SummerSlam. I think it's time. I think it would surprise everyone. And I think it would be really interesting if Ellsworth turns on Carmella. So Ellsworth is in the shark cage. You think he's going to help Carmella, but he turns on her and he ends up helping Asuka. And then he becomes Asuka's valet. And I think that would add a lot of comedy to, with the relationship with Ellsworth and Asuka. And I think it would help Asuka a lot when she's on the mic to have a valet, just because she's been struggling a bit with the English, which is understandable. But that could help with that.
And then we wouldn't have to see Battle of the Sexes Part 3.
No, we wouldn't have to see Battle of the, because we know the women will win anyway. So there's no point in doing that. All right, Alexa versus Nia Jax. Who do you have and why?
I got Alexa Bliss, but after the match, Ronda Rousey comes from the crowd, breaks her arm, breaks every bone in her skeletal system.
That's pretty extreme. Yeah. But it is Extreme Rules.
Yep.
Nice prediction. I have Alexa retaining. I'd like to see Nia win, but I don't think she's going to. I think Alexa's going to retain. I think this match is going to be a little bit earlier in the card because I don't see Ronda Rousey sitting front row for the whole show. Even when John Cena was sitting with the crowd at WrestleMania, it didn't last that long. I think Rousey's going to interfere trying to help Nia, and she's going to end up accidentally helping Alexa. And that's just going to kind of fuel the whole rivalry and just give a little bit more storyline for the women because the women's roster has kind of been lacking in some good storyline lately. Okay, last match, AJ versus Rusev for the championship. Who do you have and why?
I have Rusev Day winning with Shinsuke Nakamura's help, setting up AJ versus Nakamura for the U.S. title at SummerSlam in Extreme Rules, 3 Stages of Hell, I Quit, whatever match.
That's a good prediction. Mine is not as exciting. I think AJ is going to retain. I don't think he's going to drop the title to Rusev. If he was going to drop the title, I think it would have been to Shinsuke. I think they want him to keep it for a while. Hopefully to beat Brock's record, because that's kind of ridiculous how Brock has a record and he doesn't even wrestle. I think that Rusev and AJ are going to put on a really good match, and it's going to be a really good show. And hopefully it begins a feud between them, because I'd hate to see it end with just a couple matches. I'd like to see them fight just to build storyline and just have more.
Yep.
And that's it, Suplexes. That's our Extreme Rules prediction.
So, if you were paying attention for the whole match and listening, I have every heel walking out as champions. So, SummerSlam will be a vengeful pay-per-view.
You were in a heelish mood, weren't you?
Yep. So, like, subscribe, smash those notifications.
Smash!
Bye!
Bye, everyone!